Hey guys, it's Mikey Chen. When you think of the center of the Earth, you probably picture the classic diagram from your high school science textbook showing a cross-section of the Earth's layers like those of an onion. The crust, the upper mantle, the lower mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. But actually establishing and determining a factual geophysical model of planet Earth's interior has been a considerable challenge. Given our rapid technological advancements, one would think that determining the makeup of the Earth's core would be something simple, but it's not, as the Earth's core is the most inaccessible part of our planet, and we have only penetrated about 8 miles out of the approximate 4,000 that it takes to reach the core. Now, this video topic has been suggested to me a lot, and to be honest, this was my first time really researching and looking into the theory that the Earth could be hollow. Of course, the hollow Earth theory isn't a new thing. Its existence has been proposed throughout human history. So in this video, I've collected some clues that could indicate that the hollow Earth theory may have some merit. And as always, I encourage everyone just to keep an open mind and judge for yourselves. Number 1, a vast ocean inside the Earth. In 2014, University of Alberta professor Graham Pearson led an international team of scientists in analyzing a cheap diamond that yielded some priceless insights. His team paid about $20 for a diamond found by artisan miners in the Juína area of Mato Grosso, Brazil in 2008. Inside the brownish diamond, they accidentally found a mineral called ringwoodite while looking for a different mineral. Ringwoodite had been found in meteorites before, but this was the first time it was found in the Earth. The reason finding ringwoodite was so significant was because water was trapped inside it, and a significant amount, about 1.5% of its weight, and it was formed about 250 to 350 miles below the planet's surface in the so-called transition zone between the upper and lower mantle. The diamond had been brought to the Earth's surface by a volcanic rock known as kimberlite, the most deeply derived of all volcanic rocks, and according to Dr. Pearson, this sample really provides extremely strong confirmation that there are local wet spots deep in the Earth in this area. That particular zone in the Earth, the transition zone, might have as much water as all the world's oceans put together. Now, you may think that people who believed in the hollow Earth theory were all French scientists, but that's not the case, which brings us to number 2 on our list, Edmond Halley. If this name sounds familiar to you, well, it should. Edmond Halley was an English scientist who is best known for predicting the orbit of the comet that was later named after him. Halley noticed that the Earth's magnetic field is rather unpredictable, with its lines shifting from year to year, and Halley believes that the Earth's hollowness is to blame. According to Halley, we're standing on the outermost shell with 3 more concentric shells within, and it's the poles of these inner shells that throw off our magnetic field. He suggested that each sphere was capable of supporting life because each sphere was bathed with light from the atmosphere that filled each of the inner spaces. Number 3, Leonhard Euler. Leonhard Euler was a Swiss mathematician and physicist. He has produced a large portion of modern mathematical terminology and notion, more specifically the notion of mathematical function. He is considered to be one of the greatest mathematicians of all time and has approximately 1,000 publications. Euler also believed the Earth was hollow and proposed that Earth was not only completely hollow, but it had a 600-mile diameter sun in the center. The hollow interior, he said, could be reached through holes at the north and south poles. Euler also proposed that this central sun provided life to the advanced civilizations that lived there. Number 4, Navy Admiral Richard Byrd. The hollow Earth theory garnered more momentum in the 1940s when Admiral Richard Byrd supposedly journeyed into the Earth. Byrd was a Medal of Honor recipient, one of the highest ranking officer in the US Navy, and he was the first person to fly over the South Pole. Byrd recounted that when he flew directly over the North Pole, he noticed an opening in the top. His diary describes his adventure into the opening, where he saw lakes, rivers, green vegetation, and even a living mammoth. Byrd claims to have been greeted by a flying machine and says this was when he first interacted with beings that existed in a place that is known to many as Agartha. Byrd said that the beings told him they were concerned with the developments of nuclear weapons and the overall well-being of the planets based on how humanity was affecting it. Number 5. The Green Children of Woolpit. The Children of Woolpit is an ancient account recorded by two 12th century chroniclers which tells of two children that appeared on the edge of a field in the village of Woolpit in England. The two children, a young girl and a young boy, had greenish skin. Their clothes were made from unfamiliar materials and they spoke an unknown language. The children would not eat any food presented to them but appeared starving. Eventually, the villagers brought recently harvested beans which the children devoured. They survived only on beans for many months until they acquired a taste for bread. Later, the children became sick and the boy died, but the girl recovered and over the years came to learn English, and eventually her greenish skin color faded away. She later relayed the story of their origins, saying they came from a place known as St. Martin's Land, which had no sun but existed in an atmosphere of permanent twilight, and where the people lived underground and were green like them. She said her and her brother were looking after her father's flock when they came upon a cave. They entered the cave and wandered through the darkness for a long time until they came out the other side, entering into bright sunlight which they never seen before. It was then that they were found by the villagers. While some view the story as nothing more than a folktale that describes an imaginary encounter with inhabitants of another world beneath our feet or even aliens, others accept it as a real but somewhat altered account of a historical event that merits further investigation. In addition to these 5 clues, there are myths and legends from all around the world that seem to indicate the existence of a world inside the earth. For example, the Makushi Indians are indigenous people who live in the Amazon. According to their legends, they are the descendants of the sun's children, the creator of fire and disease, and the protectors of the inner earth. Their oral legends speak of an entrance into earth, and until the year 1907, the Makushi would enter some sort of cavern and travel from 13 to 15 days until they reached the interior, a whole separate world where giants live. Another interesting piece of information I found floating out there was a supposed map created by the Nazis that shows several secret passages which were used by German U-boats to access mysterious underground regions, and letters from a Nazi U-boat crew member named Karl Unger, who wrote letters stating that the crew had reached the interior of the earth and that they did not consider coming back. But I couldn't find much information about these claims and I can't verify whether these are real or not, so I just wanted to quickly mention them here. You know, before doing this video, I actually thought that we knew a lot about the earth and what's inside it. I think I felt this way because I do remember in school, in science class, seeing that picture of the earth's layers. I really didn't know that we knew so little about what's actually under our feet, and it's a good reminder that scientific theories are often repeated and summarized so much that we sometimes forget that they are merely theories. And that's why it's so important to keep an open mind about things, because there's so much we don't know about space, about our planet, about what's inside our oceans, and even about us. So let me hear your thoughts. Do you buy into the hollow earth theory? Thank you all so much for watching. See you later.